8 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. David Foreman is on the phone. David has become our go-to guy when it comes to asking questions about what kind of alternative things can we use to handle our colds and our allergies and other things. And he's on the phone right now. I don't know where he is. So sometimes he's out west. Sometimes he's down in the, where is he? Sarasota?
Tampa, usually, around
Tampa.
the Tampa area.
David Foreman, the Herbal Pharmacist. Good morning, David.
Hey, that's funny because I was just telling someone I'm leaving again. Like, after I'm done with this interview, I'm headed to the airport. And they're like, so why do you even have a place here in Tampa? I'm gone all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually home today, so it's at least for one night I was home.
Is it cool where you are? It's kind of cool where we are.
Yeah, actually, yesterday and today were beautiful. I mean, no humidity. I think yesterday maybe we hit 75, and this is why we live here, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Do you know what I wanted to ask you? Okay, so when we use herbal things for our treatments, I know we have a specific topic to the new JAMA internal, but we'll get to that in a second. But in general, when we use herbal things and they work, do they work differently for everybody? In other words, if I say vitamin, what do I say? I use, Robin, zinc for my cold. Okay, zinc for my cold. Everybody says, no, I can't do zinc. I've got to do. So everybody's got their own thing. It seems like. Is that normal? Is that the way we're built?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you go to I could say the same thing about going to the doctor. There might be, probably 30 or 40 medications they can prescribe for lowering your blood pressure.
Yeah.
And, not everyone works for everyone. And that's why, doses are different, and the medicines, even though they might be in the same class. So, yeah, in natural medicine, we have the same thing. And it's also, what are you getting sick from? Like the example you gave was zinc. Zinc's great at the onset of a viral type of infection, primarily respiratory. So, if you're more prone to those, then yeah, Larry, I see why it would work better for you than others. So, and it's kind of funny because I was talking to one of my buddies who does kind of what I do and in the natural medicine field, and when I had my show, here in Tampa, I would have him as a guest once in a while, and we would regularly kind of disagree yet agree on each other's suggestions for the same caller's problems, because when we look at natural medicine, I think one of the things people need to understand is in most of the cases we're doing things nutritionally really as opposed to medicine wise. So you're deficient. You could, for whatever reason, Larry, you could be deficient in zinc, whatever, and that's why it works better for you.
Okay.
By the way, I'm not recommending that you take zinc as a supplement, outside of a multivitamin every day. Okay, that's not what I was saying to you.
Right.
I know Anyway, so I know it's a long-winded answer to your question.
No, I think it made sense. All right, so tell me now. Okay, so let's dovetail from that to what we want to talk about, which is lower back pain. Because, and here's what I was wondering: when you talk about herbs for a cold or a cough or a stomach ache or something like that, it almost makes sense. Okay, it's going into my stomach. It's going. I'm gonna have the eucalyptus menthol or something, and it's going to get into my lungs. But back pain, it seems like it's not connected to. It's just part of your back, right?
That's the way it sounds, but the reality is that there are many root causes. So when you treat or prevent anything in medicine, you really need to understand. We need to find out what the root cause of it is, and so for some people, it could. I'll give you a couple examples of what can cause lower back pain. Obviously, a traumatic injury, a car accident, or you pick something up the wrong way. It could be that. It could be that you're overweight. It could be. It actually could be related, especially with lower back, can be related to bladder issues and or bowel issues. That's sort of more of a Chinese medicine. A study out of India recently showed that people who were low in vitamin D, like low levels of vitamin D, were significantly more prone to developing low back problems.
Oh, really?
The list is so the list is kind of an endless list of why people have lower back pain, and therefore, the quote natural solutions. One of my supplements may be all you need. Like I use Celadrin. I hurt my back in November playing golf.
Right.
I played 4 days in a row, and the last day on the driving range before I even started, I didn't stretch like I normally do. I hurt my back on the driving range and still played. And then so, for me, I used something called Celadrin. Whereas, other people, Celadrin may not be all they need. They might need, maybe they are vitamin D deficient, or so it kind of depends. But I do know that people are wasting their money on, these gimmicky things. Like I just came from my local grocery store chain here in Florida. I'll let everybody use their imagination and figure out what that one was.
Publix.
And yeah, there you go.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, but I went to the pharmacy because I somehow lost my props that I use on TV. I'm going to Jacksonville after this to do a TV segment tomorrow on this topic, and I lost my back brace and my shoe inserts. And these are the things that people often go out to their local pharmacy and, hey man, I bought it at my grocery store.
Right.
And they're both, and the insoles I bought save for lower back, and the back brace supports your back, for pain. Yet the Journal of American Medical Association, recently said that we're wasting our money on those types of things, that those really do little or nothing.
Oh, really?
And if anything, all they're doing is just kind of buying you time. But eventually things are going to continue to get worse, and the number one thing they recommended was exercise, which sounds counterproductive. You're like, man, my back's all screwed up.
Right.
Why is exercise good? But they actually said that exercise helped people improve by in 40% of the participants.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty significant. Yeah, pretty significant.
And isn't that kind of what chiropractors do when they make their adjustments? They're exercising your muscles and your backs? No,
not really. You would think so. It actually takes more than. I'll give you an example. I'll use myself. Like I rode a stationary bike. It strengthened the muscles in the very, very low part, like even in my buttocks. I did core exercises using like a medicine ball and doing some sit-ups and doing push-ups and planking to strengthen my core. Some people yoga but you want to really, for people especially with lower back problems, you want to strengthen the core muscles, which are from the top of your rib cage all the way, to your, to your pelvis. Those are the muscles that if we strengthen those, however you can, some people maybe they can't walk or ride a bike, but maybe you can go swimming. There's yoga. I mean, there's so many different things that people can do. Exercise. But no, Robin, usually the chiropractor's just doing a quick movement. They're rarely doing any quote exercise on your muscles.
Oh, really? Okay. David Foreman is our guest. He is the herbal pharmacist, and we haven't really gotten into the new JAMA internal medicine study about lower back pain, so let's do that on the other side of the break. And I can't remember if I told you about my legs or not last time we spoke to you, so I want to tell you about that too.
No.
Vitamin D.
All right, cool.
What was it? Vitamin D, magnesium, and potassium.
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you about that on the other side of the break, okay? Little tease right there. All right, we'll be... Hold on. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be sunny and pleasant on this Tuesday with a high of 77 on the coast, 83 inland. Clear Tuesday night, lows in the mid-50s and a few inland spots, mid-60s at the coast. Partly sunny Wednesday, high 76 to 80. Thursday, morning cloud and a shower, then some sunshine. Breezy and warm, the afternoon high 79 at the coast, 85 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
This Mother's Day, join us for Pokin' for the Peewees. Saturday, May 7th, 11 to 2. Food, prizes, petting zoo, pictures with Disney princesses and superheroes, bounce houses, games, live music, and more. See you at Beautiful Moments Party Rental just south of the airport on 60th Avenue. Limited vendor space available. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, with A Better You Healthcare at 352-615-5566. 615-5566.
Folks, there's no other way to describe it. It's a super sale this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Everywhere you look, hundreds of closeout prices on all your favorites. First camellias at a new, even lower price. Bob Wine's famous heirloom camellias, regularly $19.99, just $9.99 this week. Azaleas, yes, these are Bob's ever-blooming red ruffles and others. Not $6, not $5, $2.99 this week. A huge selection of spring annuals. Check the newspaper ad for the complete list, but I can tell you they start at only $1.29 or a tray of 18 for only $9. Get roses, Bob's got them with double reds, double pink knockouts starting at just $12.99. Bob's got all the supplies for growing your plants too. Check this week's big ad, but hurry to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, just east of 441, daily till 4, Saturdays till 2. Homegrown, locally owned in the same place since 1952.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
All right, 19 minutes after 11 o'clock. It doesn't get any more beautiful than it is right now. It's a beautiful day out there, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
David Foreman is on the phone. He's become a friend. He's the herbal pharmacist. He's a world traveler. He's got a girlfriend on the west coast of the country. Not just the state, the country.
Yeah, he's a jet setter.
I don't forget. And now you're flying to... You're flying to Jacksonville.
I haven't. Yeah, and by the way, I haven't shared any of this with anybody. But I just and she'd probably be ticked off if I told you guys this. But even though I travel a lot, I just came back from 5 days in Costa Rica. She and I went down there to celebrate her 50th birthday.
Oh, how beautiful!
And
yeah,
you bought her a ring?
No,
you didn't buy her a ring. I thought that's what you were leading to.
No, heck no. Are you kidding me, man?
He's a free spirit.
I mean, I do love her, but man, I'm not going to put a ring on it. I mean, come on.
You can't be free with a chain on you.
Away, man.
You can't be free with a chain.
Away, Larry. Jeez, you made me start sweating.
I didn't know what you were leading to. I thought you were leading when you said, "I hope she's not listening right now." But.
Oh, jeez, Louise, man. I hope
don't worry, we'll erase this one. I was going nuts.
Whatever.
I'm putting his picture on this video that we're making right now, rather than it just being an empty studio with us.
Right.
But he was in the studio once before, and I can't find his picture, so I'm using pictures of you on other TV shows.
There you go.
So.
Oh, cool. All right. Thank you, Larry. That's cool.
All right.
Hopefully you're using current stuff that, I have.
Oh, one of them, no, they look rather current, but except for one. Let me put the one that you look like a baby. This one looks like a baby. This guy looks like he's 12. This one.
Yeah, that's not me. I'm.
Are you looking at it right now?
A couple of weeks there, so.
Are you looking at?
No, actually, I'm not. Okay. No, I'm afraid to stream you guys because there's a little bit of a delay, and if I look at it, my mind already has trouble.
It's crazy.
Yeah, right.
All right.
You're one of the most real person we know.
Everybody who has back pain is saying stop yucking it up and talk about the back pain. But before we talk about the back pain, I want to tell you about my leg pain. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, go for it.
Now this goes back a really long way. It really does, and I never really thought about it. What I'm getting at is I always have had, and Robert can tell you this, I've always had a hard time just standing. I could walk, no problem. But if you ask me to stand like in line at Disney World, forget it. It is so painful, right? Mm-hmm. So it slowly, very slowly kept getting worse and worse and worse. Well, it got to its peak. We went to Chattanooga. Robert and I had to do one of those convention things where you have a 10-foot by 10-foot space, and you have to shake hands and meet people. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't stand standing. I would say to Robin, "You stand to meet the people. I'm going to walk around."
Yeah.
So I would walk around because walking was okay. Standing was horrible. And we were there for what, 3 days?
Yes.
I'll say we were there for 3 days. So after 3 days of standing, and each time we stood was maybe for two hours at a clip. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like all day. It was like 2 hours, and then you had a break, and then maybe 2 hours later, right? And that was it. So I'm limping. I come back here to the studio, and I'm limping. And one of the guys says to me, why are you limping? What hurts? And did you hurt your knee? No. Did you hurt your foot? No. Where does it hurt? Oh, gosh, it's hard to define. It's like in my calf. Mm-hmm. He says, I had the same thing. You got to take vitamin D and potassium and magnesium.
Right.
So I said, okay. I mean, I'll try anything. Everybody will tell you, I look like I was, soon going to need a wheelchair. And I was really worried about this. Yeah. I'm telling you, David, I don't know if you've heard of this. I'm sure you have. But it made all the difference in the world. And I'm walking fine now.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. The magnesium definitely, and/or potassium. Usually, magnesium is what I suggest to people. It does so many things with regards to muscles relaxing and contracting. So, yeah, I can see why those would help. Vitamin D, I understand the pain component and the relation to vitamin D, just because of new research out on vitamin D, and more than just bone health. Matter of fact, by the way, I'd encourage anybody that's listening right now, or even not, you have family members and friends, to get their vitamin D level checked. There's a global initiative going on to really help people figure out how much vitamin D do you really need every day. And I know we live here in Florida, and we think that, because we get sun all the time, we are getting enough vitamin D, right. Or there might be a little bit in your multi, and that's a bunch of crap. I mean, I just had mine checked. The website, by the way, is powerofd.org.
Okay.
And you can sign up for the initiative if you want to. You can order your vitamin D test kit. It's really easy to do. I did mine in my house. But I was surprised. I take 5,000 units of vitamin D every day, and I got my results back, and they were borderline. I was in the healthy range, but of between 40 and 60. I was at 44, and I was surprised because I'm taking 5,000 units of vitamin D every day, and I really thought it would, take more. So I understand, Larry, why that might have, helped you. I have one other comment I want to make, though, because you're a big guy. I mean, you're tall, and you're just a big dude. And so I find that sometimes when people that are, like tall people, when they have to stand for a long time, a lot of the fluids that are normally circulating when you're circulating as much, and they pull usually beginning from your knees on down. Some people, if it's long enough, it could be from your hips on down, but usually it's knees on down. And for those people, I recommend an herb called pycnogenol, and it's one of those things that helps tone and tighten your veins and arteries. The veins are the critical thing to help get that fluid back up.
Oh, Matt, you just described me. That is exactly what happens to me. So how do you spell what'd you say? Pycnogenol?
It's P-Y-C.
P-Y-C.
N-O-G-E-N-O-L. Pycnogenol.
Pycnogenol. Got it.
Pycnogenol. Yeah. And so, Larry, because what are you, like 6'5"?
6.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean to say you.
No, you know what Mae West. You know what Mae West said to me. Mae West said Mae West said, "How tall are you?" I said, 6'6". She said, "I don't care about the 6 feet."
Yeah.
So I would spend 150 milligrams a day to help prevent that from happening. And anybody else that has that same kind of thing, usually anywhere from 100 to 200 milligrams a day, will help keep that pooling of fluid. Yeah.
Yes, you do.
So you could probably handle 200 without a beat, because you are a big dude. So,
all right, I'm writing it down.
But that's real specific to that standing. When you're moving, your heart's pumping more, so the fluid doesn't get trapped down there. It usually comes up. Now, if you're walking slow, like at the mall or just whatever, then it could happen then as well. That pooling of fluid, knees on down.
All right, David. Talk to the people with backaches, because we've got 3 minutes, and I know they were hoping you'd give them some information.
Well, actually, the lucky thing is I covered some of it through our conversation earlier. I talked about, the Journal of the American Medical Association saying that we needed to get more exercise, that was more helpful than the gadgety, back braces that people buy and all that stuff. I talked about getting your vitamin D level checked because of the research. Powerofd.org was the website for that. I talked about something I used when I hurt my back. I use it in two forms. The ingredient's called Celadrin, Celadrin, Celadrin. It comes in an oral form that helps the body's processing or ability to fight inflammation. A lot of people have lower back pain, have inflammation. You can apply it topically, especially lower back pain people have problems usually in their in one of their back, like hip, like the buttocks area. I find that if I rub that into that area in my lower back, that Celadrin will help relieve the pain for within 20 minutes, and it'll last 4 to 6 hours. And then last but not least, you need to relax the muscles around that area of your back. So if you can afford to get a massage at least once a week, that would be a good thing. If you can't, I use an herb called passion flower. And no, Larry, I know how you think. It doesn't make you passionate. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I'm still stuck on the massage. I'm still stuck on the massage. Yeah.
Well, I prefer the massage myself, but I can't always spend $40 to $60 a week to do that stuff. So I use the herb passion.
That's about what I pay too.
Robin, don't humor him. Don't humor him, please. Don't.
I'm sorry.
Hey, and by the way, you guys, as always, I love being on with you guys. I try to talk fast just because I know that we get off on other stuff, but I encourage everybody that listens to your show to reach out to me on my website. If they have more questions, herbalpharmacist.com. And I will, if they don't see the answer in a blog post or a video, they can email me questions. I will be glad to answer them. All right,
herbalpharmacist.com. David Foreman, always good to have you on the show. Be careful as you're traveling. You're going on a plane, then you're going on another plane. You're always traveling.
Trains and automobiles, baby. Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Man.
No boats for Dave.
No boats for Dave.
No.
All right, well, good to have you on. Come back soon, all right?
All right, thanks a lot, you guys.
All right, we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The fight for delegates today centering on Wisconsin.
Ted Cruz leading the